Hi everyone, my name is Lakesh, and today I'll show you how to conjugate IL verbs in the present tense. As a reminder, this video is the second in 4 videos I'll make about the present tense. If you haven't learned how to conjugate ER verbs before, I highly recommend that you watch that video first so that you learn the present tense in a logical order. Before this, I expect you to know the personal pronouns like je is I and tu is you, and when to use the present tense. So there's 2 ways the French use the present tense, and how to conjugate ER verbs in the present tense as well. If you haven't learned any of this, I highly recommend that you pause this video, go watch the relevant video to the bullet point you don't think you know, and then come back once you're comfortable with those concepts. So now, let's get started. Here is the verb accomplir, which is to accomplish. If you want to say I accomplish, which is in the present tense obviously, you chop off the IR and you add an IS. For to, so we have this verb choisir, which is the verb to choose. If you want to say you choose, you chop off the IR and you add IS. So for to, so here's the verb choisir, which is to choose. If you want to say you choose, you chop off the IR and you add an IS. For il, elle, and on, you get your verb finir, which is to finish. If you want to say she finishes, you chop off the IR and you add an IT. So nous, établir, to establish. If you want to say we establish, you chop off the IR and you add an ISS, ONS. There you go. So réussir, which is to succeed. If you want to say y'all succeed, you chop off the IR and you add an ISS EZ. Remplir, for ils, you chop off the IR and you add ISS ENT. So those are the endings. This is a summary of how to conjugate verbs in the present tense. So for IR verbs, regardless of the personal pronoun, you're always going to chop off the IR and add the appropriate ending. So different ways of learning, I've talked about this before. I'll create a quizlet set and put a link in the description. The way I learned it, similar to ER verbs, is that I remembered that for all regular IR verbs in the present tense, you're always going to chop off IR and you're going to add the appropriate ending. So what you really need to learn is you're going to chop off IR and then you need to learn these endings and which ending goes with which pronoun. I will now perform a rap to help you remember the conjugation endings for conjugating IR verbs in the present tense. For IR verbs, you chop off IR and you add IS, ISIT, ISS, ONS, ICZ, ISS, ENT. Well done everyone for learning how to conjugate IR verbs in the present tense. I wish you the best of luck in your French studies.